Anti-evolution is a topic we're all a little tired of hearing about, yet can't seem to escape. We often talk about it in our lives: school, works, endless and meaningless competition. However, today, I want to shift the lens to a brand new perspective: animals around us. Anti-evolution isn't just about human, but about all the living beings that share this planet with us. Let's clarify a big misunderstanding first. Anti-evolution doesn't mean that we have to eliminate all the competition, but just to reject the one that is harmful and meaningless to everyone, including animals. Today, I want to tell you guys that we can break, and we are actually breaking those evolution cycles for animals. The whole answer starts by thinking about how we treat our animals, especially when it comes to our global livestock industry. I want to start my argument with a personal experience first. A few months ago, I was watching a YouTube video from Mr. Beast, where he introduced a company called Upside Food and their revolutionary product, cell-cultivated meat. It sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, right? But it's developed in our real world. Real meat cultivated by cell without breeding or slaughtering a single animal. It sounds like the hopeful and promising future we all be waiting for. However, when I scrolled down to the comments, I was shocked. So many people were pushing back. They said we want organic, real meat, instead of something made of chemical and technology. Well, most of the people would choose to avoid a solution when it's so new, so unfamiliar. But I'm gonna tell you, it's super normal. So if you have the same feeling, no need to feel uncomfortable. Let me introduce this technology a few more, then you might find out that it's not as unfamiliar as it might seem. Let's take a simplest example: chicken, staple food we eat for every single day. Everything starts with a tiny painless step: a biopsy from a living chicken. We take those cells from the chicken breast. It's just an invasive needle biopsy. Think of a small blood draw for a chicken. Then we collect those samples, just a few milligrams, about the size of a pinhead, very small, right? After that, we put all those samples inside a cultivator, and we feed the cultivator exact same thing a chicken will eat every day naturally: vitamin, protein, sugar, mineral. And finally, the cells inside the cultivator will do the exactly same thing they do inside a chicken body. They grow, multiply, and finally form the tissues we need for food. And that's it. It's not fake meat or something called technology and chemicals. It just put the process happen inside a chicken body on the lab bench. The muscle fiber, the texture, or maybe even the juiciness when you cook it, they are all identical to the meat you buy in a grocery store. The only difference is that it never faced slaughter and it never lived in a crowded cage. I know this technology might sound a little bit impossible or far-fetched. Let me ask you a question first. Have you ever experienced or have you ever heard of skin graft, hair transplant, or artificial vessel transplant? If so, please raise up your hand. Yeah, thank you. You see, we have been using this identical technology, biofabrication, in medical field for decades, saving lives every single day. So this technology is not something unproven or dangerous. And opposite, it's safe, money-saving, time-saving, and most importantly, deeply humane. Now we've covered why the cell-cultivated meat is such a powerful solution. Let's talk about why our traditional livestock industry is so desperately in need of change. Thank you, Dr. K, for teaching us those knowledge in environmental science class. First is about land. Livestock industry takes up 27% of all the usable land on this planet. Second, freshwater. This industry consumes a staggering 11,900 kilometers cubic waters. It's about 10% of total fresh water runoff on this planet every year. Third, greenhouse gases emission. This industry emits 14.5% of all human-caused greenhouse gas, and cattle industry takes up 9% of the total. Beyond depletion of resources on this planet, it is also a huge breeding ground for disease. In 2018, world's largest animal pandemic hit. Can you imagine that African swine fever kills every 1 pig out of 4 pigs on this planet? Millions of lives have gone. It also threatens human safety too. Finally, it's unforgivable animal abuse. Let's talk about broilers. They are genetically modified chicken that they grow so fast and they must be killed just after 6 to 8 weeks after they're born. If they weren't slaughtered at that time, they would die in a slow death because their legs can no longer support their body weight. So, you see, this industry views animal nothing more than raw material. But here's the hard truth we have to face. Animals are not raw material. They're living, sentient beings. Now, we have the choice on our hands. We can choose to breed simple, easy cells inside a lab, or we can choose breed and slaughter complex sentient animal inside a slaughterhouse. Cell-cultivated meat enable us to get the raw material we need in a more humane way, so we don't have to force those animals into a race to grow faster, to produce more, just to be our food. Cell-cultivated meat is the heart of my topic today. But I would like to go through 2 quick examples where animals are also involved in evolution cycle. First is zoos and aquariums. Many facilities are compete for the most eye-catching animals and flashy performances, and this always results in serious animal abuse. Second, abnormal pet grooming and breeding. Human aesthetics have produced a complete industry. Human is the one who try to participate in the cycle, but the animal is the one who pays the price. Before the end of my speech, I would like to clarify the misunderstanding I've mentioned at the beginning of my speech again. Anti-evolution isn't about just eliminating all the competition, like we have to stop eating meat right away. No. It means that we have another choice, a better choice. Instead of eating real meat, we can choose cell-cultivated meat. Instead of going to zoos and aquariums, we can go to nature and watch animals in their real homes. Instead of choosing genetically modified pets, we can adopt animals and love for who they are. Anti-evolution is about replace those harmful, meaningless cycles into the one who is healthy and constructive. So everything, we have to start again with rethinking our choices. Is this choice gonna start a brand new evolution cycle? Is this choice hurt animals? Is this choice gonna hurt our planet? If any answer to this question is yes, we must remember that we always have a better choice. Thank you.